Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov brought the crowd to their feet on their very tippy toes to the point they were ready to shoot into the sky. They brought the violence, they brought the intensity, and they absolutely stole this show. But when you look at the rest of the show, unfortunately, it was petty theft. I'm John Rectum with my review, WWE NXT Great American Match 2023 from Cedar Park, Texas, wherever that is. No goddamn idea. Outside the big cities, I don't know much about Texas. I do know that World Class Championship Wrestling used to run in Texas, along with Southwest Championship Wrestling, and Amarillo used to have a territory, various territories, and loud Texas noises. There was a lot of loud noise in this particular arena, because the crowd was pretty into the show, at least until later on, because that main event really brought them back up, because they were kind of deflated after some of those finishes. Okay, a couple quick notes. I have not reviewed NXT in a month. Why is that? I got to the point where the weekly product, even though there were some good things, and I did watch some of the stuff, some of the episodes, just to see what I missed, and outside of a couple matches involving the women, and a couple decent things, like, Dragunov and Steiner, and the build they've had for Mello versus Dragunov, there really hasn't been much that has interested me. And I'm going to say right now, I'm probably not going to review NXT Weekly for at least a while, if not ever again, because it just totally depends. They got to change some things. They got to get rid of a lot of the cartoonish stuff. They got to get better feuds, and they have to get Booker T off commentary. I was having to lower the volume at times because I don't know what the fuck Booker is on. He's an intelligent guy. He actually can cut promos. He has cut really good promos in the past. Now he just sounds like an AI program on the goddamn Fritz. And I'm not talking about Fritz Von Erich. Anyway, kick off Megan, Matt Camp, and Sam Roberts. There's a joke about those last two. I'm not going to make it. Mackenzie. My God, Vic Joseph is so lucky. Really happy for them. Corbin, he says he's going to take it all from Gable. I mean, I guess that's before Gable Steveson could take it from him, because we know Gable Steveson doesn't take no for an answer. Anyway, so the pre-show match. Dragon Lee, Nathan Crazy Man Frazier, Valentina and Ulyssa against Noam Dar, Oro and the Blind Force, Lash Legend, and Jamara Jackson. They are feuding over a stupid trophy. They are fighting over shampoo. Metaphor is one of the stupidest names for a stable. Booker's commentary is horrendous and show killing. He's rotten. Stop having him on the show. So anyway, half of the people in this match, I'm sorry, they're not ready for a big event like this. I know that's why they did an 8-person tag. I get it. But there was no reason for this match. There was no reason for this match in general. I'm sorry, this should have been saved for TV. The crowd got up at the end because people hit dives, and what had they done to Dragon Lee is what I noted. Dragon Lee, a hell of a free agent. They brought him in. They put him in stupid feud after stupid feud, or at least in stupid segment after stupid segment. Basically a Destino variation on Oro and the Blind Force 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say right now, Lash Legend does get way too much hate. I'm not going to say she's great, and her and Jamara have potential, but it is not there yet. And Ulyssa and Valentina, they are about as good as they're going to be. It ain't that good. So yeah, the Dusty Cody opening, he was trying to be Dusty so bad, but it was achieving the American dream. Get a dream, hold on to it, and shoot for the sky. So, I don't know who played a Plague Tale recently and decided to make that part of Tony D and Stax' entrance, but nevertheless. And Gallus dressed up like bumblebees. Generals gathered in their masses. He can't see without his glasses. Don't stand so close to bees. Macaulay Culkin had it fucking coming. That's why you don't go near bees if you're allergic, you idiot. Watch My Girl and see one of the funniest comedies ever. At least it was funny to me. So yeah, Tony D and Stax against Gallus, whatever coffee brother that is, and Wolfgang Peterson, and is for the tag titles. And all this convoluted bullshit about Tony D being in jail, and Stax betrayed him, but he didn't betray him because they double-crossed a double-crosser to have a triple cross, or a quadruple cross. I don't give a shit. Tony D and Stax won. What do you want me to say? These two are having a mid-off, as the old meme used to say. It was what it was. There was a crowbar spot at one point. Why Devin Storm was allowing himself to be swung like that, I don't know. There you go. Cora's Path of Terror. I'm going to say right now, that kendo stick match he had with Dana Brooke, I'm like watching this, I go, this is bad. This was really bad. What was Dana Brooke doing? Her best. Roxanne gets a pop. Makes sense because she's from Texas. I think nearby Laredo. At least I assume Laredo's nearby. I don't really know. And her sister is about the same height as her, and her mother, who she's a chip off the mother's block because really it's like listening to a mirror, as Guy of MXC said. That's a deep cut. And then Blair Davenport makes her entrance, and her face looks like if you melted down Jennifer Coolidge's wax figure and then you put it back together. If you were an armless sculptor, you would have Blair Davenport. What the fuck has happened? It looks like she was stung by bees. Not the bees, oh, they're in my eyes. I feel bad with Blair Davenport. You justified a lot of Will Ospreay's behavior. She's not really that good for somebody that has been wrestling for a number of years on multiple continents. She's not that good. Speaking of not that good, Blair Davenport against Roxanne Perez, Weapons Wild match. They had parts where they attacked each other in a parking lot, or they attacked each other in a convenience store, like Booker T and Steve Austin did in the grocery store. You know, when more people watched it and bigger stars did the shit. Roxanne is very good in the ring. Roxanne cannot fucking cut promos and should never talk. Get her a manager. When she gets more comfortable, then she can talk. Blair literally sounds like she just wants to take a bus somewhere. We had a freaking branding iron, a trash can. At one point, there was blood. No, mother, blood. And the sister was crying. I don't know if the sister was smartened up or she was legit worried about Roxanne or she was trying out for an Emmy. No idea. The crowd loved Roxanne. She didn't have to put on the red dress because she won the match. Roxanne, put on the red dress. Roxanne. We got a table splash and then Pop Rocks on a pile of chairs. 1, 2, 3. The crowd loved it. I'm not going to lie. They loved it. It was dog shit. They could have had it. Weapons Wild, you know, you could have just done it where they used a couple weapons and made the spots mean something. But no, let's just throw everything in the ring and make it like so many matches that have been on WWE and AEW and even New Japan programming. You don't need to do that because then it means nothing. Why is Baron Corbin and, you know, why does he have a Pirates of the Caribbean ship there? Pirates of the Caribbean, as it were. Hey, he's facing Gable Steveson. You know, the guy that got off literally on a technicality for Minnesota law. Or of Minnesota law. You don't believe me? Read up about Gable Steveson and Minnesota law and the fact that it had to be changed because of technicalities and stuff that he clearly didn't do. Except he did. So did another guy. Also, Damon Kemp apparently is his brother and is doing shit better because Damon Kemp, while not perfect, has personality. They were trying to make Gable Steveson this big old hype guy. They drafted him to Raw. They had him show up at, was it last year's WrestleMania, I think? They had him, like, all over plastered all over this stuff, and then they stopped featuring him, and then they recently started featuring him on NXT. And Baron was just, I have nothing against Baron Corbin as a worker. He decided to go at a mutual of mine for no goddamn reason and be a bit of a piece of shit. Wonder if he would have done that if it was a guy. Picked on a woman for no reason. But as far as a worker, he's smooth and safe in the ring, as I have said before. This match couldn't have gone any worse for Gable. Well, Gable number 2, that's what he is now, because he truly is number 2. Because, yeah, he's got technical ability. Even if that stuff in Minnesota didn't have it, he doesn't have it. I'm sorry, he doesn't. If this is what they were, building him to, and they gave him Corbin, and Corbin was getting cheered, do you know how bad, how apocalyptically awful you have to be as a human being, basically just as a bland, personality-less wrestler? Like, I don't even think personality-less actually is a phrase, but I'm just going to go with it. Do you know how bad you have to be to get cheered, or to get Baron Corbin cheered more than you? I mean, really. They were cheering Corbin. They were chanting, "You're not Angle," according to some people that were there in attendance. And I didn't pick up on this because they were kind of messing with the crowd mics. Apparently, some sections of fans were chanting, "Artist, artist." I'm not going to say the full word, but what Gable Steveson is. They were chanting what he was. This is Texas, by the way. Now, Texas, wide open, they'll say whatever the hell they want. They don't care. But Texas can also be forgiving as far as, giving people a chance. And it's not like this is a big, not knocking Cedar Park, wherever the hell it is. But it's not San Antonio, it's not Dallas. It's not one of those big metropolitan areas. And they were booing the fuck out of him. They were saying, "You're not Angle." They were chanting all that. They were cheering Corbin. They did a double count out, and the crowd said, "Bullshit, bullshit." Security ran out. Corbin's laying out to security. They're cheering. Anytime Steveson drew a breath, which he really shouldn't be allowed to draw given what he did, but nevertheless, that'll happen soon enough. Karma will get him. Anytime he did anything, he was getting booed. And this ain't gonna work. I'm not saying pull the plug on something immediately, but if he gets cheered at the at the Capitol Wrestling Center, but he gets cheered nowhere else, that ain't a good sign. And if this is his first match and he was that bland, yes, people can point Kurt Angle. It took him a bit. Yes, but Kurt Angle automatically had the personality. They did vignettes, and they built him up, and he was a heel right away, even though he didn't see himself as a heel. But Kurt got the personality right away. Gable Steveson probably can't even spell personality. He could try to take some personality because he loves to take things that don't belong to him without getting a yes. But anyway, yeah, the punching the security and all that, and yeah, this is the start of a downward trend for this show. Mackenzie taking on Lyra. I'd like to see that, but Mackenzie interviewing Lyra. And then JC Jane attacks. They had a good match on, was it the July 4th? July 4th or July 11th episode of NXT. It was sometime earlier this month. And I like that for what it was. I think Lyra has grown on me. It sounded less dirty in my head, but I'm just going to roll with it. But JC is somebody that I want to basically praise because I've loved JC since seeing her in Toxic Attraction. And I'm not saying she doesn't need to grow, refine, or whatever, but she has done the most with the TV time she's gotten. And she just wild, crazy, looks good, very good, but also has the personality and the style to carry this off. So her versus Lyra again, I'm all for it. And then Ali versus Lee versus Dami. 3-way for the North American Championship. Look, you're not going to get a scathing rant about this because North American Championship was buried in the dirt when Velveteen Dream won it. And, Mello and Wesley did everything they could to rebuild it and did a pretty damn good job. I know the story is that Dominic needs Rhea to help him win, and that worked when David Flair had the help because more people were watching, and it was also on pay-per-view. This was in front of a crowd that was basically just saying, Dominic isn't very good, and he's not. He's not even what David Flair was in the ring. Now, does he get better, anger, thrown towards him, better heat? Yes. Jim Jones also got more people to follow him, and Jim Jones had better results than Dominic. So, Manson got other people to follow him, and we don't really praise them. I'm not comparing those two, except I kind of was. It's just, my point is Dominic is, with the way they've been featuring Dominic and the way they've been featuring Judgment Day, and I love Rhea. I love seeing her in the ring. She looks great. God, she looks great. I don't want to see her anymore. I don't want to see his Judgment Day stuff. I'm sick of it. I've almost wanted to tune out Raw completely. Because I'm sick of it. And it's not like sick, I want to see them get beat up. No, I'm just sick of this. It's stale. It's like NWO 1999 bad. So, a 450 crash on the apron. I don't know why the fuck they decided to do that. That was stupid. And Ollie's not stupid. I just don't know why they decided to do that. Rhea then sends Wes into the announcer's table. And the title gets used for 2. And Dominic won. Yeah, Dominic won, and that continues the trend of the North American title not meaning shit. And I don't care. Wesley can win it back. Ali can win it back. Congratulations if Ali wins it. You're doing with him what you should have done 4 fucking years ago. And I guarantee, I mean, okay, maybe I can't guarantee, but I'm almost certain that Ali probably is still going to be out of his contract sometime by next year, unless he signs an extension. I wouldn't blame him if he wanted to go elsewhere, because they have him in NXT working with the kid. None of us will live long enough for Dominic to ever get competent in the ring. God, Ray, you should have encouraged your son to do something else. Should have said, son, you need to go find something else to do. So anyway, Gigi, she saunters around to music and wrestling clips. She's going to be coming back at some point. The Schism and Dragunov packages. I don't know why the Schism are still there. I'm not even talking about the people. I mean, well, the former Grizzled Hung veterans will soon be rectimized as, well, being that, because they're going to go elsewhere because they want their releases and their contracts are up in October. And good, they get away from this bullshit. I hate the Chase University stuff. I hate it. Fucking hate it. It's bad New Generation era Raw. Not even knocking the talent. But Thea is fired up. She's ready. And of course, Tiffany Stratton got a Barbie-themed entrance. Check out my review of Barbie, by the way. You may be surprised how I felt about it. But of course she got a Barbie-themed entrance, along with Barbie gear. Stratton versus Hale, NXT Women's Championship submission match. Now, they built this up where, yes, Hale got her to tap out, but the referee didn't see it. And then got her to tap out to give her a submission match during a segment. Hale, for her experience level, and same with Tiffany, they're good. They'll get better. If they just end the Chase University bullshit, just get away from it. Just get away from it and treat somebody seriously, then maybe I'd buy more into Thea Hale. As it is, it was what it was. This match didn't exactly click, I think, the way they wanted. They probably should have had Tiffany use a different set of submissions. Tiffany did brutally scissor her from behind. Shrieking blue is the warmest color noises. Age difference isn't quite as great as the age difference the cast members in that movie. Seriously, read up about blue is the warmest color. You may want to fly over there and slap the director. Thea did some good stuff. Tiffany did some good stuff. The Boston Crab was not a good idea for the finisher. And Andre Chase had a towel. And oh no, and Thea, or well, not Thea, but Tiffany loses it because she's exhausted. They should have done an STF or an ankle lock or something. Grounded ankle lock, just wrench on and then lean back and then wrench on or something like that. And the towel got tossed in and the crowd booed. I knew what they were going for and I wouldn't have minded if it didn't click. It didn't click at all. More packages of fill time, mixed tag recaps. They are going to have Dragon Lee work with Dominic. Why did you sign Dragon Lee if you're not going to have him work with people that actually deserve to be in the ring, that can actually wrestle? I know Dragon Lee's getting a big payday. At least I hope he is. He deserves, for how talented he is, for how great he was in the Best of Super Junior tournaments that he was part of, and his work in Mexico, he absolutely deserves to get big pay. But my God, you're working with a guy that can't... He has 2 right feet in the same way Kerry Von Erich had 1 right foot after June 4th, 1986. So anyway, here we go. No Mercy, September 30th. I might review it. I might not. I don't know. Depends how this does. Depends how I feel. Might just want NXT just burn to the goddamn ground. Mello with Trick. Trick not doing the entrance for Mello. Dissension? Well, we didn't see it here. Mello versus Dragunov. All I'm going to say about this match is watch it. It's full of violence, clubbing shit. It's intense. It was great. A tremendous main event. Booker absolutely should have had his mic cut doing this, or during this, and Vic should have called it on his own, because Vic would have done better, because Booker legit sounds like somebody took a dictionary, mixed the words up, and then he just started vomiting them. I said I think Trick is turning. Now, that'd be stupid, because I'm sorry, they're too good. Trick, they should never turn. They should never turn Trick. They should never turn them on each other, is my point. But they were into this. They laid their shit in. The crowd was into this. They were absolutely up. There was that jump DDT that Melo does off the ropes. Beautiful. Ilya tried for coast to coast and a catch into the code breaker. That was a bit shocking. And it's Melo tried for the nothing but net kick, and then Ilya just jammed him on a goddamn power bomb. Ouch. And then Dragunov's going forward. He hits the hammer fist. 1, 2, kick out. A top rope cutter by Melo, which was insane how he countered it. And then, Jesus, this was a trick got taken out by the torpedo. Ooh, did Ilya's head hit the belt? But the referee didn't see it. And then, the top rope leg drop. 1, 2, 3. Melo retains. Great match. Ilya and Melo up there with, WWE Wrestlers of the Year, if we're being perfectly honest. It's going to be tough picking Wrestler of the Year, even though I have a pretty good idea who it is. It's going to be tough to narrow it down to 25 like I had before, because there's so many great wrestlers out there. But that was a really great main event. Stole the show. Petty theft, though. Agree, disagree what I said? Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. Still not reviewing NXT Weekly because Booker T needs to fucking go. See you soon.